Good morning from SFG Top Performance. With us today, we have our regulars. We have Charles, Derrick, and Jensen. Some of the topics we'll be covering today are going to be including side-by-sides, preparing the planters, getting them ready, value-added products, some frost seeding, and an update on equipment. Derrick, would you like to start us off today?
Sure would. So today I wanted to talk about a program we've been promoting of a corn side-by-side out in the field. What we've been working on for about the past month is trying to drum up some new business on Croplan seed. What we're offering is a buy 5 get 1 free bag trial for split planter applications. What we're really trying to do with these is actually get out in the field and have 15 acres of a side-by-side against different hybrids, different competitor products, and actually have a really good showing over a good amount of area on what Croplan seed can do. We seem to have a little bit better luck with this instead of just putting one plot bag out in a plot and making all the decisions based on that. If we can put plot information and side-by-side information together, we can really narrow down how to help make those seed decisions on the farm, and really it helps us position that seed better and just make all around the package better. And we get to see how we compare to other products. We've had really good luck with this, and we've drummed up some new seed business from it. So it's definitely something to give a shot and look at. What we did just this week, we sent out an email campaign. So be looking in your emails if you're on that list about that campaign. Click on the link and we'll reach out and see if a side-by-side operation or side-by-side trial will fit on your operation. With that, now we will hear a little information from our sponsor.
Croplan by Winfield United delivers the right corn seed for your acres, backed by the latest insights and data from trials at nearly 200 answer plot test sites across the country. Your local Croplan retailer, Smith Fertilizer and Grain, has the right tools, local expertise, and research data to help match the right corn hybrids and genetic families to each field for greater yield potential at harvest. As your seed partner, we dig deeper to understand your specific operation and production challenges. We offer cutting-edge technology, including our proprietary R7 tool, which uses satellite imagery to give you a whole new perspective on your fields. Talk with your local Smith Fertilizer and Grain agronomist to find out more today.
All right, now we've spent all this time, getting the right seed and making sure we have it. We need to make sure that we're sitting down with our agronomist and making sure we have our agronomy plans. So you're putting the right seed on the right acre and planning for that now, making sure that you know when you're going to plant and which seed you're going to pick up first and plant on certain fields, because that's how we're going to get the best value out of the seed, is putting it on the right acre. If we're putting the seed that belongs on a wet field on the hillside, we've defeated our purpose and we're wasting a lot of value of this time and profit. And we need to make sure we're getting it in the right area and plant it at the right time, and get our everything in correctly. Make sure the early soybeans are going in early and the later soybeans later, and making sure we're getting everything on the right acre and taking advantage of all the skills and knowledge that to get this in the right area. So we need to do our planning now so we're ready in the spring, so you don't come in and have an accident and get it in the wrong field or something and lose some potential dollars there, because there's there can be some huge yield differences by putting the wrong seed on the wrong acre. So, and we talk a lot about value. There's a lot of value added products that are coming on. Derrick, do you want to talk about some of them that are coming to add more value to farms?
Yes, sure would. So this year I've been putting together the insight plot for the summer already and been looking at what products to put in there. And we've been seeing or trying to see if we could find any new products. The biggest thing that's coming out new is the top, I guess not top dress, but foliar applied fertilizers. So a new one coming out through Winfield is the Maxin ZMB product that we're going to have some tests on this year. We're going to have it in our insight plot, the small replicated trials, and then we're going to see it in big field areas. So that's a new value added, which that is the foliar micro package like we've been using in the past. And we'll be able to see those kind of differences. We use the term value added products a lot, and what those mean, I like to put those in the group products that can get us that extra 10 to 12 bushel on corn. There always seems to be about that those amount of bushels that you could always get by doing extra products. We got to make sure that they have a return, but we have a bunch of products that can get you that extra 10 to 12 bushels. So then you have some more corn to market down the road. And especially in a year like this, where I guess the longer you waited, the more corn you had. If you had extra bins full, it really benefited. So we really want to look at what these products are and how you can achieve those. I always like to shoot for an extra 10 to 12 bushels, and the value added products, the ones that seem to work the best. And with corn and beans, corn, we see huge benefits from sulfur, huge benefits from fungicide. Soybeans, we see the biggest benefit from fungicide and insecticides. And then the next step is these foliar micro products. So there's a lot of ways to gain those extra bushels, and you just have to find the best field to put it on to be able to find the best return. And we can help you with that. So reach out to any of us, ask about these value added products. There's a handful that we can that we offer and that we can use to help better your farms.
The last few weeks, I've been getting a lot of questions about seeding and frost seeding and does it work and is it going to work? And I guess the biggest thing I have is, when you're frost feeding, there's two factors that have to come into play for frost seeding to work. First, you have to have an even spread, which often this is done with a spinner, and some grasses like orchard and brome don't always spread even through them. They're pretty light and don't spread very even. And the second factor is you have to have the right weather. We have to have some frost on it to actually get a frost seeding. Get a nice thin layer of snow or something to take that in the ground, or some nice easy spring rains that aren't going to wash it off the hill. So some people say, oh, frost seeding is a waste of time and money, but if we have the right weather and it's spread correctly, it can be a very effective tool in a cheap way to overseed pastures and hay fields that are in their last few years. There's several things that we can do. Clover, trefoil, they're very easy to seed into a pasture, and they make excellent, add some protein and a way they can inoculate some more nitrogen to produce more grass, and they can really improve the management practices of your pasture. And there's several different ways to apply them. The easiest way is with urea when you're spreading your pasture. Just throw some clover and trefoil in it, and all of a sudden you got some extra value to your pasture. The one thing to be careful with is don't let your seed sit 24, 48 hours with the fertilizer, because it can kill the germination with the salts and the fertilizer. So make sure you're not letting them sit together for weeks or a long period of time. Make sure when you're ready for this, you're ready and it's time to go. And exploders can get across the fields to get it done, so we don't have a germination issue there. But it does require, the right temperature, the right conditions. For a true frost seeding, we have to have frost. So when the snow goes away and it freezes again, it would be an ideal time to get out there and spread it. And hopefully we get maybe a thin layer of snow on it and some freeze and thaw cycles to work our seed into the top a little bit. So when the ground temperature is warm enough, it will emerge.
Jason,
Go ahead.
With your frost seeding like that, is there limitation as to what seeds we can be putting out there this time of year? Is it mostly just clovers, or can we be adding some oats and brome and orchard grass? Or tell me a little bit more about that.
I have used a little bit of everything. I have tried orchard and brome, and the problem I've had with orchard and brome, they will frost seed, but they don't spread very well. So often you end up with a lot of streaking with orchard and brome. They're not as good to frost seed because the seeds are so fluffy, and sometimes they don't get into the ground quite as well as some others. But I've had some marginal success with that. Perennial rye has done very well. Alfalfa does very well in frost seeding as long as there's not alfalfa there and we don't have the autotoxicity problems. So you can also use some alfalfa into some clover stands and grass pastures. Just have to be careful so you don't put too much for bloat and whatnot. So a lot of the seeds you can use with frost seed, but you have to use care to make sure you're getting them spread even. And then we have to depend on the weather. which, is who knows what it's going to do. So that's the biggest reason a lot of people say they don't work, is we don't get the right moisture or freeze thaw cycles to get them into the ground.
Speaking of frost seeding, at least like the snow is finally going to be gone. We would have said that a week ago. I think everybody thought we were nuts, but it's finally starting to shape up out there. And I think, like Jason said, I'm sure there's some big drifts out there that's going to be gone here within the next week or so. And maybe that will open this ground up. We're looking for the next frost, but we are ready to frost seed if we need to, or when we need to. We finally got some of the wagons, anhydrous wagons are out of the snow drifts, and we can see what needs to be aired up as in tires or fixed. And we're starting to get some toolbars out of the shed. We've got a couple of them we worked on this last winter that we didn't plan on working on. They're planning on being summer work, but kind of overhauled them, if you want to say, in the shops because of the weather and other sprayer equipment. We've got one sprayer we got to get ready to go. That's a new one, but they're supposed to deliver it here anytime, and kind of waiting on the weather to change so we can actually put some water in it and check it out. But maybe here in the next week or so, things will change that way. But as far as everything else, we're in good shape and we're ready to go to the field. Make it dry up.
Okay, great. Sound like things are getting ready to go. And with things getting ready to go, we look back at what we're doing for business, and we sometimes ask why you want to become business partners with Smith Fertilizer and Grain. Well, one of those things that we've been trying to update just now this recently, doing some more education, is our agronomy sales staff are certified crop advisors. The Certified Crop Advisor program is established as a benchmark for agronomy professionals and is the largest voluntary certification program in the agricultural industry. It provides base level standards for agronomic knowledge through a national and regional testing process and raises those standards through continuing education. We as certified crop advisors need to pass 2 comprehensive exams covering nutrient management, soil and water management, integrated pest management, and crop management. To qualify to be a certified crop advisor, we have choices on how to do this. We need to either have 2 years work experience with a bachelor's degree, master's degree, or a PhD in agronomy or a similar field, or we could have 3 years experience with an associate's degree, or 4 years experience with an unrelated degree. We must also sign and adhere to the Certified Crop Advisor's Code of Ethics. The Certified Crop Advisors always focus on grower profitability while optimizing and protecting natural resources. We need to earn 40 hours of continuing education every 2 years. Certified Crop Advisors have the latest information on new technology and industry developments. Contact your local SFG agronomist to help you learn more on how SFG certified crop advisors can better help you become more profitable while protecting your natural resources. I want to thank you for being with us today. Thank you for the past business and the future business, and we hope to see you again next week.